Hi, I'm Julie Marshall. I'm Dr. Julie Marshall, and I actually have a blog called Dr. Julie's Fun Life. It'll be listed down below in the subscription box. So I'm a retired dermatologist who started a blog, and so I talk about fun things. And this is actually going to be, I've actually started this series called Dr. Amazon's Amazing Finds, because a lot of the things will be from Amazon. And since I'm a doctor, I thought that would be kind of a fun little play. But today we're going to do an Easter haul. I'm going to talk to you about some fun Easter items, or Easter and spring things that I really love. I think you'll love, and I'm excited to show them to you. Do me a favor, and if you find this content enjoyable, please do me a favor and follow me on my YouTube channel that you're watching me on right now, and telling your friends about me. That'd be great. Okay, so what I'm going to do today is in my series is I'm going to talk to you about things that I really like to use in the spring, or that I purchased for the spring, or that I use in the spring, and even for my Easter table. Remarkably, I'm sitting at my Easter table, but I'm not going to show it to you because that's going to be a separate video this week, though. So it's really cute. But let me show you one thing, the very first thing that I think is so cute that you should know about for spring. This is it. Is this the cutest little bunny plate you've ever seen? Okay, this is so great for spring. So if you're a person who celebrates Easter, of course, this would be a great plate to use for that. But you can also use this for Mother's Day, for Passover. It's very sweet. It's very not. It's not too just Eastery. It's more like springy. So this is sort of a brown and tan bunny and a ceramic plate. It has a little bit of a pink edge. It's got a little dimpling. You can sort of see it in the light. So the surface isn't totally smooth, which I really like. It's actually safe for the dishwasher and the microwave. Who knew? And it's about 10.5 inches, so it's a nice size plate, great for a dinner plate. So I'm going to use it for my Easter table, and it's the first thing in my spring haul. So you should take a look at this. It's so much cuter than it looks online. That's why I'm showing it to you here. It's just darling, and you really want to think about it for for your table, I think. And I know that it comes in. It's on sale, I think. And it also comes in a collection of 4, and they're really well packaged, which is really nice. I mean, it's in a nice box with the cardboard between them, and nothing moved, and it was very solid. So that's the first item. Let's go. Let me show you what else I've got. I've got so much other things to show you in this spring haul. Oh, wait, watch it to the end, because the end item is really cute. I was very happy to find it. So take a look, watch, see what you think. Let's go. The second item we're going to talk about is something that I use on almost every table that I make. These are rattan, really nice, kind of a medium brown rattan placemats. A very good buy. These are a lifelong purchase. You could you could use these just on your table every day, just as they are. I'm actually going to layer it on my Easter table. This is going to really be cute. So I like to do layers, like I'll put a runner down first, and then the plate, or I might put a placemat down first, just for interest. But these look all by themselves. They're wonderful. They're sturdy. They're oval. They're just the greatest product. I love them. And they're great because if you get something on, someone spills, you just wipe it off with a damp cloth. So they're very easy maintenance. They store flat, so they don't take up a lot of room. It's a really great product for any kind of table, and truly you can do it for a dressing table or for a casual table. It's going to be kind of a medium table for Easter. So stay tuned for that. This is a really great item, and it's really a great, I think it's even on sale right this week. Another thing I like to have on my table every day, but I especially think about it in the springtime, is this beautiful clear glass pitcher. I like it because it has these little dimples, and these 4 little dimples, so you can kind of hold your hand against it. It makes it easy to pour because it's heavy. And so this is a great pitcher to have for iced tea, or if you want to have a pretty punch or lemonade on the table. It's great. I like to even put just water in it, and that's what I'll serve. Put on the table when I've even poured water for everyone to drink. But then if they want extra without having to stop the conversation, they got this. So I love it, and you can even also use it to arrange things in. So it's a great, sturdy, heavy but nice and dishwasher safe container that I love. So I think it's a great item to have. Okay, so what's next? Let me show you a couple more ideas. What is a better way to say spring than forsythia? These are for silk forsythia blossoms. I just love them. They're branches, and each one is about 34 inches long. They're such a great looking branch. Look at how cute these guys are. This is the branch there, and the stems are actually, you know, plastic wrapped around wire. They're very flexible, which is really nice and bendable. And what I typically do is I put them in a container. I mean, I just pick any kind of container that I might want to use. This is just a little container that's just ceramic, probably from Home Goods. But anyway, this is so nice. I took this and you bend the branches so that they're the right length, you know, for the container you're using. Because that way, and if you use an opaque container like this one is, then you don't see the little bend in the branches. So isn't this so cute? So these little forsythia, I'm thinking this particular arrangement that I just did is probably going to be the center of my table. I haven't decided for sure if it's going to be an Easter table. I gotta see how it looks. But I love the look of it. And if it doesn't go there, I'm going to put it on my island, my kitchen island, as a spring, you know, Easter, you know, looking arrangement. So I just think this is cute for all of April and May. It looks really happy and fun and fresh, and it's just easy to, you know, to have on hand as a holiday, Eastery spring welcome without having to deal with all the, you know, real blossoms falling on the ground. So I think it's really cute. And this is also fun. I actually, when I'm in California, I actually live in a citrus grove. Isn't that crazy? And so there's a lot of lemon trees and orange blossom trees. And so I saw these branches online, and I think they really are lifelike. They come in a package of 3, and they, again, I bent them already to fit into this container, just for the heck of it, just for display purposes. But so you can bend it to, you know, whatever height you think would be, you know, cute, so it doesn't, you know, so it doesn't flop on you, you know. And so it looks nice in the container, so you just lay it in here, and then, you know, you can kind of bend the stems, and it comes, you know, you could put this in a lot of different ways. I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to take these. I have on my kitchen. I'll show this to you this week. On my soffit, I have actually some urns and some baskets of ivy. Of course I do, right? And so what I'm going to do with those is I think I'm going to take some of these branches and put them in there. So isn't this cute just the way it is? I love that. But besides the plastic lemons and this, you know, this cute looking leaves on these stems, they also send you, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I think it's 10 little plastic lemons. So you could take those and you could just put them on the, you know, on the table next to the, you know, I'll show you this, you know, next to the, you know, arrangement. You could do that. Okay, that'd be fine. But we also, you could take it, and if you use a clear container, you could actually just drop these lemons, you know, kind of inside the you know, into the container, and then that would hide that little crimp that you did in the branches, which is kind of a good trick. So you could just do like this. So let me show you. So that kind of a look. So you see all those little lemons in there? Yeah, so they're inside there. Isn't that fun? Yeah, I think you can sort of see that. Yeah, so this is just a fun thing to do. And so what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to take these lemon branches and put them into my blue and white urns, kind of up on a soffit. But I'll show you that. So watch for my little kitchen edition of this soon. Okay, so the next couple items are really fun. They're kind of all related. Okay, so I'm going to show you this. I think this is so much fun. Okay, so my grandkids know that their grandma likes to bake for them and with them. So this is a little collection of, I have, you know, cookie cutters in almost every holiday, pretty much. Okay, so here's a little bunny shape that came with this other little bunny. This is a whole bunny shape. Okay, this is bunny face, bunny shape. Okay, a little carrot. Okay, can you see that's a carrot? Yeah, that's hard to see. Yeah, and then this is an egg. Okay, so all those things came in this cute little box. There's a little box called cookie cutters, and so that's kind of nice for storage. Although what I usually do, quite honestly, is I normally, when I buy cookie cutters, I just I put them all in a bag, and just throw them all together. That way I know all my cookie cutters are together, and it's a big bag. Okay, so that's fun. So let's say you're making cookies. So you make the dough. Here's the cookie cutters. If you want to make it easy on yourself, you can just go to the grocery store and get the roll out, Pillsbury, just roll out the dough, and then cut them. And then before you cut them, you do the next step. What's the next step? You put sugar on them, fun sugar. But it's sometimes it's hard to have all different colors, get all different. So look what I found. This is such a cute container. It's a little combination of all these different, 6 different colors of pastel, you know, sanding sugars, sprinkles. So you just open these little side up and then you just sprinkle this out right onto the cookie, and you can, it's kind of great. Then you can just bake it in the oven. So that's a really fun thing that I'm gonna do this week, I think. Okay, so now what else am I gonna do? Well, so then once I have them, and let's say my friends might be coming over, I wanna give somebody, I make so many cookies that there's enough for the grandkids and extras. Well, a lot of times when I have a dinner, I like to send people home, you know, with a little box. You know, so what I do is I just buy these little cardboard boxes. They're really, you know, they lay flat, so they don't take up much room. You buy a package of 25 for very little money, and then you can assemble them very quickly into these little boxes. And the boxes, then you can put your cookies, or let's say you want to send them a piece of bread, or some cake, or some leftover, something that's, you know, not going to be too messy, you know, and you wouldn't want to put it inside the box. So what I do is I take the box, okay, and then, let me show you inside. Then I take, you know, kind of a tissue paper. So I buy, you know, a big pack of this. This is 150 pieces of tissue paper that are really good size, 14 by 20 inches. So that's a good size piece of tissue paper. Let me show you how big that is. And so what I do is I take that, I slide it out of the envelope, but I store it in the envelope, just so you know, because, you know, it's nice to not have them get all over your closet. And then I just take this little tissue paper, and look, this is a good size, right? And then I would fold it, you know, kind of like pleat it like this, you know, and then I would put it inside the box like so. Okay, so then you've got the tissue paper in there. And so and then my ultimate trick is I would take like a treat, like let's say these little cookies just happen to be in this box. So I take these little cookies, I put them into plastic wrap, just like a little saran wrap. Then I take the saran wrap so they won't shut and goo it all up. And I lay it inside here, and I close it up, okay? So now what we've got is the box with the tissue paper and the cookies inside. Is that good? I think it's great. But, you know, is there a way to make it even better? Let me show you. There might be one more little trick we could do. We could put a little bow on it. So this is such a great thing to have in your little spring closet. So besides having the tissue paper, like we talked about, and the boxes, like we just talked about, you could buy a huge roll of this that will last you forever, or very little money. And you take this tool and you make a cute little, you just stretch it out and just cut a little piece of it off. Okay, it's kind of like the stuff on the butterfly, on the, you know, the skirts for the little ballerinas. And then you make a little bow. Look at this cute little bow. I just tie a little bow on the box, and then your guests go home and they have a little present from you, you know, with whatever you had in there. Or you could obviously use this for a hostess gift or anything like that, because sometimes you buy something at a fair or something and you don't have a cute way to present it. This is a great way to present it. So I think it's really great having the tool. I use this tool all the time, and I think it's really worth it. So my tips on that whole gift wrapping deal is you consider the boxes. They're really, you know, a good deal. Having the tissue paper on hand, you know, the right colors, you know, a big selection of the right colors is great. And you know, then you can just put it in there. And another easy trick that I use for gift wrapping, that I use actually at Christmas time, is I use red and then green, you know, kind of Kelly green tissue paper then, okay? So red and green tissue paper, which happen to be in this little folder, but I'll actually buy at that time of year a whole package of red and a whole package of green, because I go through a lot of them with my family. And so I take all those and I just buy those brown bags. I'll show you Christmas time, but the brown bags with the handle, I buy a box of those, 2 sizes, and then I put the presents right in there. You know, I don't do anything crazy. I pop it in there, and then I take the tissue paper, crumble it up on top, put a little gift tag on, and I call it a day. So that's pretty much how I wrap most of the presents. I might wrap, you know, 1 or 2 gifts in paper for each person, but overall, no, I like to just go with this easy, you know, in the bag with the paper. I think it's fun. I think it looks cute. It's easy, and you know, you can use it from year to year. So that's a kind of a neat thing. All right. Okay, well, I think so that's just about does a lot of the Easter, you know, tradition, springy kind of stuff that I wanted to show you. I will be doing a table. Oh wait, there's one more thing. Wait, I told you to watch till the end. This is the best. This is the best. Okay, this is the cutest. Okay, my grandkids are coming this Friday, 2 of them, out of the 5. And so look what I found. This is the bomb. Okay, so, you know, when we were kids, you know, we would just we would just buy Easter eggs, you know, and we would just dye some eggs and maybe, you know, draw on it with a little crayon, magic crayon. That was, you know, call it a day. Well, now they've got all kinds of cool things. Have you seen this? This is an egg decorating kit. Of course it is. I'll turn it on in a second so you'll see, but basically this is a battery operated. I added the batteries to the bottom. Little bunny, and he has a little, kind of like a little device in there. And once I turn it on, it'll play music and the egg will spin around. And then they actually give you some edible markers. Okay, kind of crazy. And then what you do is you take this and you'll just like imagine, once we turn on, then this is spinning and you can just draw on this. Is that crazy? So the kids can decorate it. Well, like, what will it look like when you're done? Well, let me show you. It will look like this. Is this so cute? So this is something my grandkids, 2 of them are gonna do this weekend, and the other ones I send it to their house. So not to the baby, but to the other, I have 4 grandsons. So all the bigger boys are gonna be able to do these this weekend. The baby's too little. So anyway, she's only 5 months. Okay, so let me turn this light on. Here we go. Can you see? See how he's spinning around? He's spinning around. And then this, you'll just draw this on here. Is that crazy? I think it's kind of fun. Okay, hopefully my grandkids will think it's fun. So there you have it, folks. We've got fun things to make a pretty Eastery look to your your house. You know, the forsythia branches, the lemon branches, this cute little egg decorator, very silly. If you're gonna make Christmas, you're gonna make some Easter cookies, I've got you covered. How to wrap gifts, placemats, it's all here. All the links will be right down below on my Amazon storefront. Yeah, they'll be right there so you can see it. So look at this, this is my favorite plate. So this is gonna be a big part of the Easter table that I'm gonna do in a few minutes. So yay, happy Easter to all of you. Happy Passover for people that don't celebrate Easter. You know, but this would also work for that, by the way, because it's not, you know, it's just springy. So happy day, happy week. Happy fun stuff, and thank you very much. I hope that you enjoyed this. Remember, I have a blog, Dr. Julie's Fun Life. Please follow me in. Oh, please subscribe to my YouTube channel right here that you're on. That'd be great. Please share this with one of your friends or whoever likes your tablescapes or likes gifts and likes Eastery things and spring things. So I'll be doing this on a regular basis. I hope you like this. I also do blogs about fashion and food, so please follow. And you know, if you have anything you would like to ask me, feel free to DM me at Dr. Julie's Fun. Oh, actually, yeah, at Dr. Julie Marshall on Instagram. So there you go. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Happy spring.